What is this? To my incredible, inspiring husband, you need to treat yourself more often to expensive items, especially without ever asking for my permission. Love, your wife. Wonder what this is. Just laying that around. Wow. My wife does love me. She got me a Tika. Hello everyone, welcome back to Waves and Trails. Man, Christensen arms, if there's one thing that I've seen online is that people either love these guns or hate these guns. This is my new Christensen's arms Ridgeline FFT, chambered in 7mm PRC. I got this gun to complement my other hunting rifle, a Tika T3X Superlight chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. Let's first talk about weight. This Tika T3X Superlight with the stock comes in at 8.5 pounds. This is a Vortex Viper HST 4-16 magnification with a 44mm objective. Now the Christensen's Arms Ridgeline FFT in 7 PRC is 5.8 pounds from the factory. Without this bipod, but including the scope, which is a Vortex Razor LHT 3x15 by 42mm objective. This comes out at 7.25 pounds. So 1.5 pound lighter than the Tika T3X Superlight, and also in a long action. This rifle has a fully composite carbon fiber stock, which is made by their flash forged technology. It's just pressed carbon fiber. In addition, it has a carbon fiber wrap barrel, lateral muzzle brake, fluted bolt. That's a little bit chunky, but still lightweight. Skeletonized bolt handle and a carbon fiber bolt knob, which I'm not a fan of. The bottom metal is aluminum. The internal magazine floor plate is carbon fiber FFT once again. And like I said, this is extremely lightweight. The carbon fiber stock itself is extremely stiff. There's no give on this free floated barrel. There's no give whatsoever. Without an optic, this thing is off balance. There's a lot of weight up here. It's completely off balance. The one thing I would also avoid with such a lightweight stock rifle is putting a heavy optic. That's gonna make it top heavy and want to go ahead and twist in your hand. I mean, like I said, the stock itself weighs almost nothing. Now, I don't live in the United States, I live in California. As such, I have to use non-lead bullets. I chose to go with Ornery CX. These are copper monolithic bullets. In the 7 PRC, we're looking at 160 grain high BC copper bullet. This is really the only 7 PRC I can get in bulk. So I utilize Justice ammo for the break-in, and I anticipate using Justice ammo for hunting until there's more offerings available. I know Barnes offers a bullet, but not a cartridge. The advertised muzzle velocity on the Hornady CX is 3,000 feet per second out of a 24-inch test barrel. This is a 22-inch barrel, including the brake, I believe, includes the brake. Out of 53 rounds, we chronographed it with my little Garmin here. Nifty little chronograph. If you don't have one, get one. 53 rounds, the max was 2,958 feet per second. The minimum was 2,846 feet per second with a spread of roughly 112 feet per second. Average of 53 rounds was 2,906 feet per second with a standard deviation of 24.3. So out of the advertised 3,000 feet per second on this 22-inch barrel, we got 96.8% of that velocity. I'll go ahead and put up that graph now. You can see the shots incrementally according to the Garmin, and you can see there's a slight speed up in the barrel. Now the Tika, I was using just 3 shots, just making sure that it was lined up correctly for just in case. On these Barnes LRX 127 grain, The advertised muzzle velocity is 2,825 feet per second. We got a max of 2,811 feet per second, a minimum of 2,767 feet per second, an average of 2,792 feet per second, standard deviation of 19, and that was 98.8% of advertised muzzle velocity of 2,825 feet per second on a 24-inch barrel. So little savings in the weight, little savings in length, removability, and not a whole lot of difference in terms of achieving muzzle velocity of the advertised velocity on the boxes. And I know Hornady right now has got a little bit of a controversy regarding their printed ammo velocity, especially with the 7 PRC, supposedly is powder shorted. Now we did 53 shots. We're gonna go ahead and roll some B-roll now showing how those shots came out and how they kind of collapsed as we moved forward with the pain in the ass barrel break-in procedure. Okay, post-mortem on the target. So the first shot string here, second shot string here, the third shot string there. So you can start to tighten up. Go to the next target. Shot string there, shot string there. And this is the one that I definitely pulled. And then we had a shot string here, a nice 3 group. And then this one was also a little bit of a early, this is the first shot and these were the remaining 4. You can see now we're starting to group up a little better. This string here, this string here. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots right there. And then this is the last group. This was the first shot, and then these remaining 3 shots. And then we have the Tikka, first shot, second shot, third shot. With that, the recoil for the 7 PRC on such a light rifle wasn't too bad, especially with this muzzle brake. Actually, the RSO at the time said that he can feel the concussion from that muzzle brake standing quite a few feet away from us, and it was more of a thump than the sharp crack of that 6.5 Creedmoor. We're going to put some side-by-sides in the recoil, and you can see that it's more of a push on this rifle than the Creedmoor. As I stated, we were only using Hornady ammo to break in this rifle, and for being a factory rifle with only using one type of factory ammo, I was impressed. Those groups really collapsed. The strings, the shot strings that end up touching consistently, one right after another, was more than I've achieved with the Tikka, so that was a big plus. Now, there was 2 situations with this Hornady ammo I experienced. About 5% of them were getting stuck in the throat when you would load them in or try to go ahead and eject that unfired round. And of those 53 rounds, 2 of the Hornady brass were extremely difficult to eject. You see, that's no problem there. Of those, like I said, 53 rounds, 2 of those were extremely difficult to eject. Yeah. I don't know if that's an indictment of Hornady using supposedly soft brass of something that they're known for, or the chamber in this rifle. Like I said, about 5% hard, the chamber in the throat. There were some scratches on where the bullet sits in the throat. And 2 of these brass, I mean, I got a ring, and I've done this a couple times to see, I got a ring on this brass that I could feel with my thumbnail. So, majority of them, not a problem. Smooth as silk, in and out. 2 of those brass was extremely difficult, which worries me for hunting season. So I'm gonna run through my ammo before I bring this out in the field and make sure everything's okay, double check the ammo that feeds right, and only take the ones that operate smooth, because that's kind of worrisome. Like I said, I don't have other ammo to go ahead and try to see if that's limited to Hornady, but I can feel this ridge the scratch mark on this brass. And I bore scoped this thing. I didn't see anything in there. And this ridge is all the way around the cartridge, so. I'm not too sure if it's horny, it's the rifle. I don't know. It kind of worries me. Let's go over how I personally have this set up. I have the Spartan bipod, which is a magnetic carbon fiber bipod, spring loaded. You can go ahead and extend that or compact that. That sits here. You can take the bipod off, stick it in your pack. It's good to go. Don't have to have it all the time. These are extremely lightweight. I like them. Most people like them. You don't see a lot of hate on the internet for that. Tally medium size scope rings, bolted straight to the action. These are lightweight 30 millimeter tube scope rings. I have this Vortex leveler. Not sure if I like it yet. It is kind of clunky. It adds a couple ounces. I might get rid of that. I don't know. And then I have an MK Machining throw lever for the magnification, which it's okay. It's a little clunky. Not entirely happy with that. The rifle itself, like I said, carbon fiber wrapped barrel, carbon fiber stock, carbon fiber floor plate, aluminum bottom metal, limb saver recoil pad, Trigger Tech field trigger. At first, at 3 pounds was kind of rough. I brought that down to roughly 2 1/4, 2.5 pounds. It's almost as light as my Tikka trigger, but it breaks clean, no complaints there. The action, I think the Cerakote makes the action a little rougher than it needs to be compared to the Tikka. Overall, what I like about the rifle, the weight is incredible. To get a rifle, long action rifle, a larger caliber, that light. I like the feel and the finish of the rifle. It feels good in the hand. I don't know about this paint job, how long that's gonna last and take abuse, but this carbon fiber stock feels great. It's a free floated barrel. I ran some paper all the way to the action. There's nothing there. The bolt overall is smooth. Like I said, it's not Tikka smooth. I find this rifle to be extremely accurate in those 53 rounds. Those were the most touching rounds I've had in a shot string as they collapsed down and I got above 20 rounds. I mean, this thing is gonna outshoot me. I'm not a precision shooter. I'm just an average hunter. And like I said, if I can get MOA, sub MOA, I'm happy. That's all I need for hunting. Also, I like the idea that it has a lifetime warranty. Christensen has a lifetime warranty. They stand by their products. They offer a sub MOA guarantee. If something's off with the rifle, send in, get it worked on, you get your rifle back. So I really appreciate that. Some of the things I don't like, some of the cons, no particular order. The trigger, I didn't like the trigger out of the box. I could go ahead and adjust it, and it was kind of going back and forth whether or not that would void the warranty, but as long as you don't take the trigger assembly apart, you can go ahead and adjust that back, and I've done that now since the range. You can see my trigger pull would pull them slightly to the left. Other things I don't like is this bolt knob. This bolt knob is carbon fiber, that FFT, and it's too small. It really doesn't feel that great in the hand. I may change it out, but you can see it sits kind of close to the scope, so I don't know. I don't like that bolt knob. I think it's just, to me, it's cheesy. The action, like I said, the action's not Tikka smooth. And if you've handled a Tikka, you know what I'm talking about. That's just ice smooth. I mean, all day long. There's nothing there. I mean, it's hard to compare. Once you know, it's hard to compare to other actions versus a Tikka action, like I said. And I think it's a Cerakoting, you know, that Cerakote feels rough compared to stainless steel, but I mean, all day. That's just nothing. You have confidence in that bolt throw. Another item that kind of is a con is that chamber. That chamber tolerance, like I said, I definitely think it's a tight throat, or it could be horny, and then not knowing whether or not your brass is going to eject. That troubles me. See, there's something there. All right, hold on. Okay, yeah. We finally got that brass out. Okay, now I didn't need to use a crowbar and a mallet, but still I needed to take it onto the ground and kind of just thump it. So that kind of worries me. I don't know if it's Hornady, I don't know if it's Christensen, but like I said, on that brass, I could feel it in my thumb. There's a little ridge down there. Overall, I think it's a great rifle. It's accurate, it feels great in the hand. I'm impressed with it. I can see why people like these. I can also see why there's some issues with it. It could be the rifle, it could be the ammunition, I don't know, but I think it's a great rifle. I can't wait to take it out into the field and harvest an animal with it. Now, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, click over here to see more, and I'll see you guys next time.